How airport trick you into spending money. Post 9/11 travel requirements compel passengers to spend more time at airports. While you are waiting your flights, airports make sure you spend as much as possible. From the time you park your car on an airport property to the time you clear security and head to your gate, a well-oiled commercial machine ensures you indulge on many things that are often costlier when compared to off-terminal prices. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I hope you are doing fantastic. Today, I'm doing marvelous. If you're doing as marvelous as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea. Today, we're going to have a very juicy conversation around the money that airports make and how specifically they trick you into spending money, right? Now, there are several things. Number one, short-term and long-term parking. That's a moneymaker. That's a cash cow for airports. First, airports charge customers high fees for short-term and long-term parking, right? So whether you just drop someone at the airport and you just spend 30 minutes at the airport to give hugs, to say goodbye, you're probably paying $5 or $10 to if you were to park your car and just travel for 1 week or 2 weeks. So they're making a lot of money. So, airports can easily get away with charging high fees, for parking spaces, because some clients don't even have an option. That's what I was talking about earlier, right? And according to, recent research, JFK, for instance, can charge you somewhere from $30 to $45 to park your car for 1 day. That's 1 day. All right. So if you compare that with London's Heathrow Airport, they charge $22 for just 2 hours. And the charge can go all the way to $1,000 for 15 days. Think about that. So you're paying $1,000 to park your car for 2 weeks. What are the fees? What are the parking fees in the airport in your country? Comment below. Let us know what your fees are. You just want to compare and contrast. We want to have the airport where the parking fees is the highest in the whole world. It will be very, very interesting to know. I'll be thinking it's Dubai, but I'm not really sure. So, number two, security gates. Now, security gates are another money machine if you think about it, because once you are inside the airport, you are confronted with several services, right? You have services like Clear, TSA, pre-check, global entry, right? Now, those services are designed to make you spend more, right? If you think about it, because Clear, TSA, pre-check, and global entry, they usually are offered to travelers to complete ahead of time, right? Those travelers who do not want to wait in security lines at airports, and the Lord knows most people, if not everybody, doesn't want to wait in security lines at airport. So people who have the budget, people who can afford them, they just will go and just pay whatever is needed, right? Just to get out of the line, because if I can skip the line and pass through security in just a few minutes as opposed to 1 hour, why not? Of course, there is a price for it. Now, TSA pre-check is the cheapest. It will cost you somewhere between $75 and $100 every 5 years, while the Clear is nearly $200 every year. All right. Now, you might think that you're the winner since you get to skip the line, but all those programs are just bringing enough ka-ching in the airport's coffers, right? So the less time you spend in line of security, the more time you spend shopping in the terminal. So the airport always wins. They always wins. They always win because you're trying to not stay in line, so you're free. You're going to sit in the lounge. You're going to spend more money at the restaurant or at the spa. Number three, duty-free stores. Now, after security, so you first start with a short-term and long-term parking, and then you clear the security gates. Now here you are in the duty-free stores. After security, you are greeted by duty-free stores, right? Now, they are designed strategically to make you spend money, right? The thing is, the airport will force you to walk through the duty-free shop, right? So they're increasing the chances that you'll find something you want. Now, the walkway through the shop typically veers to the left or right depending upon the design, but in most airports it veers to the left, leaving more space for items on the right. And there is pretty interesting because research has shown that there is a reason why they do this, because most people are right-handed, so they tend to look to the right when walking, increasing the chance they will shell out some cash. All right. So, and the thing here is that people are, contrary to conventional wisdom, the duty-free shops are not as beneficial as you might think. Of course, if you buy cigarettes or alcohol, you might earn some savings, right? Because those items are generally highly taxed. But if you're buying stuff like candy or chocolate, the stuff you can buy in the grocery store, those are often marked up significantly at the airport. All right. And the thing here is that when it comes to electronics, it's just better to buy these things online, because the electronics you buy at airports are usually outdated and more expensive than if you were to go on Amazon or Alibaba and just buy something there and just buy your favorite electronics there. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q. We're still having a conversation about how airports are tricking you into spending money. So we spoke about short-term and long-term parking, security gates, duty-free stores. Now let's talk about restaurants and stores, right? I mean, the restaurants and the stores are even the price is even crazier, right? Because a lot of airports don't announce gates until 30 minutes before takeoff, right? Because what they're trying to do is make sure that you spend time in stores and restaurants rather than at the gates, right? So you have some airports that have instituted something called the golden hour. And this is actually the time you spend between airport security and boarding the plane. So you have 1 hour, where you are more likely to spend money and on everything from food to massage parlors to you have shops. Nowadays you have regular shops, clothing shops at airports. Right now, remember that food and drink prices are highly marked up because airports know your options are limited. Think about it. Think of it as you just went to a festival where you cannot exit, right? Like you're there for a few hours. If you exit, you can't come back in. It's the same thing here. So the airport is basically, telling you, as soon as you clear security gates, you cannot exit anymore. So you are there for 1 hour and you're going to spend, right? So the food is overpriced. The drinks are overpriced. This is just the way it is. Number 5, spas and relaxation lounges. Now, this is another area where the airport is able to, the modern airport is able to generate significant cash, right? Because everything goes, I'm talking about the design to the decor, to the ambience, to the music. Nowadays you have some airports that are decorated so well that you would think you just are on vacation already, or you just are at a spa or at a relaxation lounge, right? And it's done intentionally to make you spend money, from massage chairs to therapists, occupational therapists, or advisors, or whatever expertise is needed at the airport to make you, the VIP traveler, as comfortable as possible so you can spend money. They will do it. All right. And because airports, they understand that traveling can sometimes be very stressful, right? Especially if people are traveling long distances. If you're traveling for 12, you're living from New York to Beijing, that's a day worth of travel. So they know you have multiple layovers, and they're trying to make sure you have a comfortable time. Number 6, airports also trick you into spending money through the currency exchange desks, right? Now, those forex desks have higher exchange rates, that's for sure. Everything else sold at airports is marked up significantly. So the money exchange businesses found around airports are also overcharging you. So it's just best to use your ATM, or it's just best to take cash with you, or to go to your local bank before traveling abroad, to go to your local bank and request the local currency, or just use your debit card to pay for stuff, or use credit card to withdraw some cash. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are about to wrap up today's conversation, and if you like the content's clarity and quality so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you know whenever we drop a new show. We do this every single day, rain or shine. So, how airports trick you into spending money? There are six main ways: through short-term and long-term parking, security gates, duty-free stores, restaurants and stores, spas and relaxation lounges, currency exchange desks. All right, now here is an interesting statistic, and it's good to know. This statistics that you see on the screen right now depicts the revenue of the leading airports group in the world in 2018. Now, in that year, surprisingly enough, France's Aéroport de Paris was the world's leader in airport management, generating revenue to the value of more than 5.2 billion US dollars. A lot of people, when talking about international airports, think about American airports or Middle Eastern, specifically Dubai international airports. But in 2018, according to Statista, the France's Aéroport de Paris was the world's leader in airport management. And here you have the table that sort of talks about the top 10. So you have the French one, number 1 in 2018, of course. 2002 is Aeropuertos. This is Aena Aeropuertos. This is Spain, 5 billion. And then all the way to the bottom, you have airports of Thailand. So in that particular list, the JFK, in other words, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, came in number 5. Followed by Hong Kong International Airport, Incheon International Airport in South Korea, Japan Airport Terminal, Narita International Airport, Changi Airport, Singapore. So the interesting thing is that in 2018 there was no Chinese airport group in the list of top 10. That's pretty interesting. All right, thanks for listening, folks. I will see you next time, and until then, remember, stay marvelous.